Rick Killips here with a tip on a way to automate the documentation of your online searches. I've been using this for over a year now and I find it very helpful. I find that as you get busy and you're going through a lot of pages, you can easily lose track of the time that you accessed it, the date, and the URL in order to go back to it. So this is a handy free download that you can use in your investigations. I'll give you a quick example of how it's used. Let's say you're doing an article, you're reading an article and you want to save that to refer back to later. You go up to the icon, and I will show you how you get that. The icon for Zotero, and you can click on it and say save to Zotero using HighBeam. Sometimes, like New York Times, HighBeam, other publications, they will have an option for that. Or you can say save to it using embedded metadata. I always use the name of the publication if it's available because it usually saves it with more information. So I've done that, and I'm displaying down here the article information, the title of the article, the abstract, the date that it was posted is on here, and the date that I accessed it. And again, there's a URL. So you've already saved all that information. You can go back to it at any time. If you go to the title over here, and I've saved this to a folder named samples. You can set up as many folders as you want and name it by your investigation or person, whatnot. So title is lithium batteries. If I right click, I can view this online, or I can view a snapshot. That will just bring up what I have on my hard drive. Okay, so there's the Zotero attachment. If I want to know where that's located in my hard drive, I can go to show file, and it brings it up for me to show where that's at. Another example, if you're using Facebook and you want to save the URL, so you make sure that you don't forget how to get back to this particular person. Again, by the way, you don't have to leave this up. If you click on the Z, it goes down. Click it back up, it brings the display back up. Okay, so I'm going to save this. It only gives a couple options. I'm going to save it with a snapshot, so I have the picture. There it is. Okay, so Jim Norton Home. What does it show on the right here? It's a web page. If you go down the URL, it's obvious it's Facebook. So I can go back to him at any time, and it shows when it was accessed by me. If he has a photograph that maybe I want to download, I can go to that page and do the same thing. But let's say that I want to have more information. I want to know that's Don Rickles there. You can go over to the right and add that information in. Right here they have an option for short title, and I'll just type in Don Rickles. Oops. There we go. So now when I look at this photo, I could go over here. Okay, that's Don Rickles' photo, so I know where that's what that's about. Again, if you go, you can go to a newspaper, and if you want to save that article and information, simply go up to the top there. And again, this one, New York Times, gives me an option, so I'll use the New York Times. And I've saved that, and it gives me actually the author's name, an abstract, publication, tells you that it's a newspaper article, when it was posted, and again down here where when I accessed it, and the URL. So you've got all that information saved that quickly for you, and you can go back to it at any time. So how do you get this? Well, you go to Zotero.org. Zotero.org, and you can download. Now for Firefox, you can download an add-on that works just like this. Okay, that's right up on your menu bar. For some reason, they don't do the same with Chrome. With Chrome, you have to not only you download a standalone program, which you can get right here. You download the standalone program for Chrome, and then it'll give you a little icon on top but you have to have that you can click on to download what you're looking at, but you have to have that standalone program, and I'll show you that here. If I go to Chrome, let's say I have this page here that I want to save. I got to make sure that I have my Zotero running. Okay, so now it's up and running. And actually you can see that it brought in that information from my Firefox is also showing up in this one because I have an account. So I simply go up here. They don't have the Z, they just have this mark here, and I want to save it. So I click on that, and it's saving it to that samples folder. Again, if I go back here, it should appear. There it is, Google Maps, and it has the URL, which has the latitude and longitude for you and the time that I accessed it. So that's the way you have to do it with Chrome. And one final word, go back to Firefox here. It is free. I'll go to my settings here. No, I'm going to go to my settings. Let's see if I go to my upgrade storage. You get 300 megabytes of free storage. I found that I quickly ran out of that, and so I upgraded to 6 gigs at $60 a year, which I thought was pretty reasonable. I could have probably gotten by with 2 gigs because I purge it quite often after the investigations. As you can see, I've only used 1164 megabytes after purging a lot of stuff out. So if you want to upgrade, you can do it for a pretty minimal cost, or you can just keep purging your investigation so you don't have it in there. But it is free to start with and to play with, and it's very powerful, and I've only scratched the surface of what you can do with it. So hopefully this will be a good option for you.